I'm William Branch. Welcome to the Texas Local Lender Channel. Thank you for tuning in. Today we're talking about appraisals and what does an appraiser look for whenever they're appraising your home. This is an actual appraisal. So it's about 20 different pages. It's going to have pictures of your home for one. It's going to tell you the marketability of your home. And then also they're going to have a grid sheet that's going to have comps. So this grid sheet here is basically, it talks about the other comparable sales that are in your area that are comparable to your home. So typically we will find that there's going to be a minimum of 3, sometimes 4 to 5 or 6 comps depending on your property. What does an actual appraisal do? An appraisal tells us what is the marketability of your home, what is the actual market value for your home in the current market. This market right now is crazy, so we're seeing that just because your appraisal comes in at one number doesn't mean that somebody's not selling their home at a higher price. So that's called an appraisal waiver, where somebody's gone over an appraisal and have a list price at a higher price than what the appraisal comes in, but the buyer is going to be paying the difference. So can you still get a mortgage like that? The answer is yes. So let's talk about what are some of the things that appraisers are going to go into the home for. They're going to actually start looking at the general conditions of your home. They're looking at the roof structure, they're looking at your foundation, they're looking at your walls. Do you have any cracks? That's going to be their first step as far as actually going through the home. So don't worry if you have an appraiser coming out that is your home clean? Did you pick up all your laundry? Did you make your bed? That's not going to make a difference in the actual appraised value. So second, you're looking at the size of your home. How many bedrooms do you have? How many bathrooms do you have? What's your lot size? What is the proximity to a desirable school? Are you close to any foreclosures? Are you near any complexes? Is it on a busy road? These are things that an appraiser is going to evaluate and look at. Do you have a swimming pool? Do you have a shop in your backyard? These things all add value. When an appraiser is actually writing their report, they're also going to comp your house to other homes that have very like structures to your home. Does this other one have a pool? Does it have a shop? If they don't have it, they're going to deduct some value from those comps compared to your property. So your property could be a little bit more superior than another one. If your home's 10, 15 years old, they're not going to be comping them to brand new homes. So typically you're going to find your newer construction homes are going to be a little bit higher priced than a older home, depending on the condition and where the property actually is. So location is a huge factor to an appraisal of your home. Make sure that an appraiser's, whenever they're comping your house, they're going to go in your immediate area, in your neighborhood, before they're actually going to jump out of your neighborhood to go try to do comps. Typically, they will go back, it's 6 months, but they can go back up to 12. If there's limited comps, that's when they can start going to other neighborhoods to compare the sales. Right now, so we had an appraisal the other day that a comp was used that was about 12 months old. Well, we actually had a time value added. So based on the age of that recent sale that was 12 months old, there was an additional value added based on that 12-month time frame that was given to that appraisal report. Depending on the type of loan that you have, safety issues can be a concern. It's like for FHA and VA, foundation is a huge key for anything, but also, are there any electrical issues? Do we have any peeling paint? Do we have any wood rot? Are there any termites or any pests or rodents that may need to happen? These are things that can come up in an appraisal that can cause your appraisal to be what's called subject to, and those items would have to be repaired. So we find sometimes, like let's say a home that has foundation issues, you can do what's called an escrow holdback to cover a foundation repair, or you're likely to have that foundation done prior to closing. So if your appraisal does come back subject to, doesn't mean you can't close on the loan. It's just those repairs are mandated by the lender to be repaired. On the outside of your house, typically they're looking at solar panels, they're looking at the condition, they're looking at wood rot. What kind of structure do you have? Are you stucco? Are you brick? Do you have cracks in your walls? Is your roof leaning? Is your roof caving in? These are things that can cause the marketability of your home to either increase or decrease depending on the marketability of your house. Another thing that an appraiser is going to look at is going to be the design. What kind of home is it? Is it a farmhouse? Is it modern? Is it contemporary? Is it a barn dominium? Is it a condo? Is it a townhouse? Whatever it may be, those are types of of properties that they're going to be comping. So whenever an appraiser's out there at your home, they're going to evaluate your home, and they're going to also compare your house to other like homes that you have. So if you have a barndominium, they're going to be looking for other barndominium projects. If you have a condo, they're not going to comp your house to other single family homes. They're going to be looking at other condos that match your style of house. And home interior is something that is huge in an appraisal's opinion. They're going to be looking at, have you made any home improvements? Have you redone the kitchen? Have you redone your showers? Have you redone your bathrooms? Do you have hardwood floors? Let's just say, for example, that a appraisal came in short, and it's like, well, my home just got a brand new roof, or it's just got brand new paint. We just put in a $15,000 fence. Well, those things don't improve your value. They only improve your condition. So just make sure that whenever you're comparing your house, that those things just improve the condition of your home. They're not going to really add value. So just whenever you're thinking about doing any kind of remodels and stuff like that, just make sure that if you talk to a lender or talk to your realtor of things that can add value, because not everything that you do to your home, even though it may cost you money, will add value to your house. All right, so what happens when the appraisal comes in low? All right, so we have three options. So typically, first, you can pay the difference, that shortage. You and the seller can meet in the middle, and y'all each cover the difference, or the seller can actually come down and pay the shortage and just meet your appraised value. Is that going to make a seller mad? Maybe, but a good real estate agent's going to tell that client, that seller, that, hey, here's what your home should sell for in this current market. And so they should already have a good understanding of what your value is before they actually list that property and have that actual appraisal. So in this market right now, we are seeing that people are going way over appraisals or way over list price and covering waivers. So if in this market, if you do a waiver, most likely you are going to have to cover that difference on the appraisal shortage. How does an appraiser get chosen? So depending on the type of loan, for example, for VA, no lender gets to pick their VA appraisal. It all comes from the VA department. It's all ordered. Once you order it, it comes from them. Nobody gets to pick it. One thing you don't get to do is talk to any appraiser, talk to them about value. That is a big no-no. Most local lenders are going to have a small pool of appraisers that have handpicked. If you're working with one of the big banks, they're working with a big AMC, so there could be pulling somebody that's from Fort Worth or Dallas that doesn't even know your market that's coming out. So make sure that whenever you're selling your house, that you want to pick a local lender, because having a small pool of appraisers that actually works that market can make a big impact on the valuation of your appraisal, and that could be a determination whether it meets value or not. All right, so what happens if your appraisal comes in low? Can you submit comps to try to fight your appraisal? That answer is yes. So with that, we will reach out to the real estate agents and ask for additional comps that they can provide us to submit to that appraiser to do a appraisal reconsideration. So we have to fill out a form, we have to fill out the MLS, when the date's sold, make sure that they're the same size, similar in age, similar condition, and send that information to the appraiser to fight that appraisal. Does it always work? Not all the time, but I've had many times where it does, and so it makes sure you're working with a great real estate agent that can provide those comps, because it's super important when that does happen. It's an unseen event, but having a great local real estate agent is super important when we're trying to do a reconsideration of value. So these are all things that whenever an appraiser goes to your house, they are going to go through these steps, look at the condition, look at the age, look at the structure to determine your property. They're looking at all of these, all of the comps in your area. All right, well, I hope I've answered some of your questions about appraisals and how they work. What does an appraisal do whenever they come to your property? If you have any additional questions, you can always reach out to us. If you haven't liked and subscribed to our channel, please do so below. We appreciate your support. We will see you next time.